Here we are in this small town. I don't know how to pronounce the name of the town, so I won't try. I don't even know the name of my hotel, so I can't say that either. But I do know the name of where I'm going, even though I'm pronouncing it, I'm sure, completely wrong. I'm on the scooter, and we're heading to Bhumibol Dam. This town, by the way, is about 5 kilometers from the dam itself, so it's a good place to base yourself if you want to visit the dam. And this should be quite interesting because I have no idea what you do when you go to visit a dam. Okay, let's get some stats out of the way as we ride towards the dam. As I mentioned the other day, the construction on the dam began in 1958, and I believe it was completed in 1964, which makes it nearly 60 years old, 58, 59 years old. And I think at the beginning of its life, it produced the majority of the electricity for all of Thailand. Though now I think it produces about 3% of all the electricity made, consumed in Thailand, something like that. The dam itself is about 500 meters long. So from side to side, it's 500 meters. It's about 150 meters high. And I think the roadway across the top is about 8 meters wide. And that's pretty much all I know about the dam at this point. And there's another view of the Ping River coming away from the dam. There are actually 2 dams there, now that I think about it. There's the main dam, the one that I've been talking about, but then just a couple of kilometers downriver, they built a second one, a very small dam. I don't really know the purpose of that second dam. I imagine it's more about water flow, like controlling the flow of the water more than anything else. I don't think it produces any power, but I'm not sure about that. But that's where we're heading, straight ahead there. I've reached an intersection, sort of not really an intersection, more of a curve in the road, and there is this sign up ahead. But I can't make any sense of it at all. The geography of it is all kind of mixed up in my mind. But it looks like I go ahead, turn left, and left again. But that feels completely wrong to me. It feels like I should be going left and right. But we'll see. It's a beautiful town, though. Sam Ngao, Sam Ngao, something like that. Very interesting place. A lot of lush growth, a lot of greenery, a lot of houses built out of dark brown wood, narrow streets, very agricultural, very quiet. Would definitely be an interesting place to hang out in for a while. On the way, I'm passing by, it looks like a very interesting temple, and it looks like there's a platform here that might give an interesting view of where we're going. So I'm going to stop off here for a minute. I figured out the map, by the way. It did make sense, but it didn't account for all the turning and twisting and curving that the road did. But once you took that into account, then the basic directions kind of made sense. Wow. So here I am at the temple, and I think this might be the second dam that I was talking about, the one that was built downstream from the original major dam. You can hear you might be able to hear the water flowing. There it is down there. And I honestly have no idea what the rules are like for visiting dams, whether I can go out onto this dam or not, what's involved here, what the procedures are. So this should be a day, or a morning anyway, full of surprises. But certainly a beautiful setting. You can see the Ping River flowing down there, a lot of greenery on both sides. And it looks like there's a temple up there at the top of that hill. Wonder how easy that is to get up there. Let's climb up to the second floor. I went through a checkpoint to come into the Bhumibol Dam area, so I guess I'm here now. And I asked the guards at the checkpoint whether I could go look at this dam here, and they said no, it's not allowed to go there. The road is wide open, there's no barriers of any kind, but when I pointed in that direction, they said no, you can't go there. So just came down to the water's edge to look at the first part of, I guess you could technically say this is part of the reservoir. It's just downstream from the main dam. This would be the smaller reservoir for that small dam over there. These are definitely strange times. You sort of have to figure things out by feel. You know, you're not quite sure what you're allowed to do and what you can do. I mean, there's this area here, which is clearly a kind of picnic ground. And I was going to ride my scooter into here, of course, and take a look. But right at the entrance, there are two cones barring the entrance. Right there. So I wasn't sure if that meant you're not allowed to enter this area or not. Oh, let's go check out these guys over here. Some woolly carabao. And here's the biggest one of the bunch. There was also a bit of a weird atmosphere at the checkpoint because everything is clearly labeled as this is the entrance to Bhumibol Dam. That's the checkpoint to go to Bhumibol Dam. But they asked me quite specifically where I was going. It's like, where are you going? And I wasn't quite sure how to answer because it seemed like Bhumibol Dam was the wrong answer. So, but that's where I'm going. So I said, well, Bhumibol Dam. And they kind of reacted like, oh, we don't know about, oh, that may not be possible. And so I added on to that, and I'd like to go to the coffee shop. And they went, oh, coffee shop. Okay, you can go now. So because there is a kind of a cluster of buildings and homes and businesses here as well, I think. And I spotted a nice looking coffee shop. So I'd like to go there. So I thought I'd better toss that in so that I have a reason for coming here other than just the dam itself. I just saw a sign for the golf course, so I thought I'd drive down towards the golf course just to take a look around. The whole area is very manicured, very beautifully landscaped. I feel like I'm riding through a very large park, not so much a hydroelectric complex. Here's quite an impressive sight, particularly for me and my interests. A very large Bhumibol Dam bicycle. Look at the size of that. Yeah, twice as high, twice as tall as I am. They did a really nice job. Look at that. The whole thing was clearly handmade, you know, as a piece of art. And, you know, they've got the shocks, the front shocks. They've even got their own, they built their own water bottle cage. And they've got cables running all up and down. It looks like those are, they can light them up at night. And they even have, yeah, they didn't skimp on the details. You know, they've got sprockets with actual chain. Look at that. And they even built their own facsimile of a rear derailleur. Look at that. 3-speed on the back, 1-speed on the front. So yeah, a 3-speed bike. Very cool. Yeah, brakes. Check those out. They even got all the details of the brakes. A giant seat. Spokes. I have a feeling there was some kind of a anniversary celebration here recently. I'm seeing a lot like those, the woolly carabao, and there was a big sign there. Seemed to have some numbers on it, and there's this big archway here. And that looks like it was part of a celebration too. And there's a stage over there that was set up. And maybe, I don't know, maybe this bicycle was part of the celebrations too. Couldn't say. There's another bridge here. And I was going to ride across it, but I'm so nervous now about where I can go and where I can't. I thought I'd wait, and I see people riding across on their scooters. I guess maybe the golf course is across the river. So I'm going to ride across this bridge, take a look at what's over there. Slowly creeping up on the dam itself. So I'm across the bridge now. I just went past the golf course, and the whole time I'm riding, I'm sort of on pins and needles, waiting for someone to shout at me and tell me that I'm not allowed to be where I am. But there appears to be a road that follows alongside the Ping River on this side, and it goes all the way up to the dam itself. And there are no checkpoints or soldiers or police here, so just riding along and see where I end up. Looks like a beautiful golf course. I know nothing about golf, so I don't know whether it's a good one or a bad one, but it's looks like a giant, beautiful front lawn. So far, so good. Very pleasant, winding road. Coming up on something called a safe zone. I don't know if I'm allowed to continue or not. We'll catch the eye of this woman there and see what happens. There? Or no? No? Okay. That way. Across it. Thank you. Whatever a safe zone is, it's not for me. So I'm not allowed to continue that direction. Though on Google Maps, it's marked as having a guest house or hotel in that area, which is kind of why I wanted to go there, just to see what the guest house looked like. But I was told to turn around. Ah, okay. And we get our first view of the dam itself. There it is, off to my left. It's quite far away, so you won't see very much on the GoPro. There it is. As I said, 150 meters high, 500 meters from one side to the other. Well, on the other side of the bridge, there's only one way to go, to the left here. There's another checkpoint. We'll see if they'll let me through. Hello. Hello. No? Ah, but okay. Not there. Okay. Thank you. Well, turned back again, but he seemed to be indicating another route to follow. So perhaps I have to go in this direction. But I'm not sure about anything anymore, because when I look at the Google Maps, this road doesn't go to the dam itself. It just sort of goes off into the hills and stops. Oh no, okay. There's a sign here. The dam crest, 3 kilometers. I just checked again, and this road actually does, in a very roundabout way, get to the dam. So we'll see what happens, whether he lets me through. Hello. Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, well, we got through that checkpoint. And this road kind of winds up into the hills a little bit, and then eventually works its way to the dam itself. It's a little bit like a video game. You have to keep testing all the doorways to see if they'll open for you or not. There's no way to know in advance until you try the door yourself. Looks like there might be a viewpoint here, so we're going to stop for a minute, take in the view. Ah, and there it is. Bhumibol Dam. Again, with my history, as soon as I see a dam, of course, the first thing I think about is every movie I've ever seen where the dam collapses and a flood of water heads down river. It's the first thing I think of every time I see a dam. Can't help it. Well, this platform as a viewpoint doesn't really matter much, because you can just park your scooter, and from where you're parked you get the view, so you don't really even need to come up here onto the platform. But someone went to the trouble of building it for we tourists, so here I am. And there is the dam. It's crazy to think that on the other side of that cement wall is 300 square kilometers of water being held back. You know, the water is, you know, right up to the top of that dam, of course. Be amazing to go inside and get a tour and see the actual turbines, but pretty sure that's not possible. And as I mentioned earlier, on Google Maps satellite view, you see a lot of what look like houseboats on the lake, on the reservoir, which would seem to indicate that a lot of tourists would be coming here during normal times and then somehow making their way to the shores of the reservoir and getting to all these restaurants and houseboats. But we'll see whether that's at all possible. I was hoping to be able to ride my scooter around the edges of the reservoir, but I don't know. We'll see if there's a road there or not. If there is no road, how does anybody get to the houseboats? Getting closer and closer. It's another shot of the dam. Not that far ahead now. Something that just occurred to me is that to do something like this, to come see this dam, you pretty much have to have your own transportation, don't you? I can do this relatively easily because I can just ride here on the scooter. But if you didn't have a scooter or your own car, then how would you do it? Even if you're in the local town, you'd have to arrange some kind of transportation to come here. It's not like there's a shuttle bus. Thank you. Well, I couldn't quite figure out what I'm allowed to do here. But they let me ride my scooter up to this point. So, that's what I did. And let's take a look at this famous dam from the other side. There it is right there. Actually, the water level is not nearly as high as I expected it to be. I mean, I thought the water would be right up to the top. I don't know how high it normally gets. But there's the reservoir. This section of the reservoir here, if you look on Google Maps, is quite narrow, sort of like a wide river. And then when you get out there and just beyond that point, then it just sort of opens up into more of a lake out there, I guess. And I wanted to know whether I was able to walk out onto the dam. I made walking gestures to that guard. You know, if I park my scooter, can I walk out there? But my feeling is no. So, but I just don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to ride along the road here and see how far I can get. And ahead of me there on the shore, I can see quite a few of those houseboats that I mentioned. Or they're not houseboats, they're floating restaurants, I guess you call them. or maybe even floating hotels. I don't really know what they are. But some of them definitely don't have road access. So maybe this road takes me to this port, and at this port you would have to arrange for a boat to take you out to one of those places. Though again, I'm going on the assumption that because of the pandemic, all of them are closed. They're not operational right now anyway. I'm pretty pleased that I was allowed to come this far anyway. Let's pull over here and take a look. Okay. Yeah, a bunch of boats down there and steps leading down to the water. So normally, I guess, that's how you would get to these places. Maybe you have to make reservations ahead of time, make arrangements so that they have food and drinks for you and your party. I don't know. Another view of the front of the dam. I guess you call that the front, or is it the back? And it looks like this is the end of the road. Beyond this point, you would have to go by one of these boats. Doesn't even look like you could get to like one of these ones right here. Like along the shoreline there doesn't seem to be any access even from the shore. So even to get to those ones, you'd have to get there by boat. Okay, that being as far as I can get, let's turn around and head back up. A lot of trucks and cars here, though. This parking lot is quite full. Cars, trucks, and scooters. I can't imagine what all these people are doing here. They park their trucks, but then where did they go after that? I don't see any boats out on the water. Stop here for another look at the dam. And down at the just at the bottom of them there, you can see screens, I guess, and that I assume would be there where the water would flow down into the dam. And I don't know whether the turbines are operating all the time. Like, are they running right now and water is pouring through the dam? Or does it only run at certain times? I have no idea. And I wonder about this reservoir too. There had to have been villages down at the bottoms of these valleys, of course, when the engineers decided this was a good place to put the dam. So you have to wonder whether there's a bunch of ghost villages down there, the remains of old farmhouses. And that's another story you find in movies quite often, thrillers or murder mysteries or horror movies even, where a dam is being planned and they flood an entire area, and of course whatever gets covered up by the water can be the source of a mystery, or they hide a body down there if there was a murder, or could be lots of buried treasure underneath the water, who knows. I just parked my scooter for a minute and just gonna walk around this building. There's actually a tourist shop here and some bathrooms. And it looks like, oh no, I was gonna say, it looks like I can walk down here to this balcony, but that's where the bathrooms are. But everywhere I try to go, it is closed. But I think there's an area over here where I can walk. We'll see. Yeah, the entrance to the actual dam there is completely roped off, so I don't think you're allowed to go there. And this might be as close as I'll be able to get. And there's the Ping River, the runoff from the dam. Nice. Okay, that is a great view. That's kind of what I've been looking for. Yeah, I mean, if I had to guess, I'd guess that the turbines aren't operational right now. Surely I could hear something if there was water, you know, thundering through those pipes and hitting turbines down there. And I think you would see a rougher flow of water coming out. So, yeah, I don't think it's running right now. Being attacked by some nosy hornets. Yeah, gorgeous view. And again, based on the weather we've been experiencing lately, I just could not ask for better conditions. Gorgeous day. And there is a second floor. I'm hoping they have a bit of history of the dam. And there's a photograph of the turbines under construction. Whoa, a lot of hornets in here. Oh, yeah, everything looks to be closed up there. There's nowhere to go. And one more lookout point that I found. You can stand on some clear metal grates and get a nice view of the dam. I can add this to the many mysteries of the day. It looks like for a donation of 10 baht, you can get one of these bottles of brown water. Looks like there's water and soil in them, different colors. And I have no idea what it could be. Do you get to take home your own water and dirt from the dam? Mystery. Saying goodbye to the dam for now. And drive back. I'm going to drive back into the nearby little town. And on Google Maps, I saw an interesting coffee shop. going to try and track it down to get my morning coffee. I stumbled across a kind of a shopping tourist complex, and a lot of the shops are actually open, but there's nobody here, that's for sure. Get yourself a t-shirt. Or some noodles. This is why I turned around. These pictures caught my eye. Maybe I can get some breakfast too. So I popped in here to get a bowl of noodles for my breakfast. Here's the menu right in front of me. There it is there, and I ordered one of these. And they brought me a nice bowl of ice water. Check that out. I did a Google Translate on the name for this dish, and it actually came up as Waterfall Special. So I'm not quite sure what I'm getting. And there it is, my Waterfall Special noodles. So yeah, I've got some noodles underneath and some beef. And bean sprouts, and as usual I think it's probably going to be more than flavorful enough for me. Over here you've got all kinds of sauces and things. Oh, that's sugar, I guess, and some sauce and some other hot sauce that you could add, but I'm just going to sample it just as it is. Got fairly loud music playing right now, so I don't know how much the microphone is picking up from the music. Nice. Very tender beef. And there's my noodle shop place directly ahead. Really nice. I ended up having 2 bowls. I had the one I showed on camera, and then I ordered a second different bowl of noodles. It's a very good breakfast. Actually, I just realized I never came up this road. I approached the dam from the other side of the river. I think this is the normal way that people would get to the dam. Little park down here. Let's duck down and check this out. Man, I continue to be surprised at the level of landscaping that has gone on here. I see pickup trucks full of men driving around who are clearly like gardeners and landscapers. And I think they have quite a large staff maintaining all these parks. And here's the lookout point, and I guess there's a selfie station. You can stick your head through the circle and have your picture taken. I can't do that because I have no one here to take my picture. Yeah, nice view of the river, but from here you can't actually see the dam itself. It's just up in that direction. I think I'm coming up on the end of my visit to the Bhumibol Dam. Yeah, it's a very beautiful area, as I said, nicely landscaped. I'm amazed at the number of gardens. Actually there's another one off to my right, just down there. Quite a large park. And I just happened to stumble across the coffee shop I was looking for, right up here. Looks like the Kansai Chol coffee shop or something like that. I think I'll head up there for a cup of coffee, and that will be the end of my visit to the dam. I'm still not clear of the name of this place, but there it is ahead of me. Yeah, nice little coffee shop. And they have some seating out here on the veranda. And now I'm starting to wonder if they're open or not. Oh, it looks like you can't go inside, but maybe they will open the door for you. The world has gone mad, I tells you. Has gone mad. So, take your temperature. Thank you. So that's how it works in the world of COVID-19. You place your order at the door. They come to the door, and you pay through the door. I could feel the air conditioning inside. It's maddening. I want to sit inside where it's nice and cool, but they get to enjoy the air conditioning. But that's okay. I get to sit outside. This table's in the shade. And look at the view that I have across the street. There's the park, some of the nearby hills. Yeah, they've really gone all out in terms of turning a visit to the dam into a, yeah, just sort of a pleasant family outing more than anything else. And it looks like they have some high-end kind of guest houses in here too. These buildings back here, I think, is a kind of hotel or guest house. But I don't know if they're open or not. Anyway, I will sit here and wait for my latte to be ready. Latte has arrived. 35 baht for my latte. And there it is there. So give it a taste. Not hot. My pet peeve. I had a feeling it wouldn't be hot because they actually prepared it really quickly. I ordered it at the door, and then they were back at the door, holding it pretty quickly. So it's kind of like a coffee-flavored lukewarm milk. Well, it tastes good though. Has a nice coffee flavor, so I'll give them that. A nice foam on the top. So as I said, with my coffee here, I think that's the end of my Bhumibol adventures for today. And I might spend another day here in this town, just sort of exploring maybe the downtown market, see what there is to see in this town. Or I'll get back on the scooter and ride back to Mae Sot tomorrow. Take the whole day and then ride back through the exact same road that I followed to get here, but coming at it from the other direction. Should be really nice. Going through the mountains again. But depends on the weather. I'm going to monitor the weather, and if it looks like it's going to move into heavy rains, I'll make that trip as soon as I can. And I have a small surprise waiting for me when I get back to Mae Sot. I know what the surprise is, but you don't. And I will leave you in suspense. The surprise is on Saturday. So that's it for now. I'm shutting down for this morning. And I'll see you in the next video.